Hello! Welcome to the Dad Report, a podcast for dads, by dads, about dad stuff.
Join us as we sit down and have meaningful conversations with friends, family, and coworkers.
We will talk about life, family, and so much more while working towards a goal of creating a healthy idea of what it means to be a dad. Welcome to episode 25 of the Dad
That sounds
Report.
right to me. Yes.
Something
Wow.
way up there. Yeah.
We are quarter of a century. I had to do my math there.
Quarter of a century. I mean, if we were 25 years running, we'd be quarter of a century. Really, we're just quarter of, 100. How are you, Chad? How's life? It's been a minute.
It has. Yeah, we've been kind of out of our flow a little bit. It does feel really good to get back and to see you through my computer screen, Justin.
Hey.
How have you been, Justin?
I'm all right. I've been doing okay. We've been staying really busy between work and Amelia and family things, and it feels like it'll never stop. But otherwise, I'm okay. How have you been, Chad? How's life in sunny Jacksonville?
It's good. Yeah, I feel like I've been catching up on some things, and now I'm hoping things are settling down, especially with the summertime upon us.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, Justin, maybe we kick this off with a nice quality dad joke, and then we'll move into some dad reports. What do you think about that?
I'm here for it. Give me your quality dad joke. Is it
Okay.
Is it grade A beef?
Well, you and our listeners and watchers can let us know. So, Justin, Peter Pan,
Okay.
why is he always flying?
Because he never lands.
Yes, he never lands. I heard that today from a work colleague, and I just had to.
That's great.
I had to bring it. So,
Well, I hope your work colleague is listening to this. That's fun.
yeah, I don't know if he is or not.
Share it. Come on now.
David, if you are, holla.
Holla. Speaking of which, if you want to holla at us with your dad joke, you can join us over on the Discord. The link is literally anywhere you want to find it. Facebook, Instagram, text us, or in the show notes, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, and YouTube. Or in Anchor. We have the link to that Discord, and if it tells you it's broken, it's lying, i.e., please message one of us on Instagram or the account on Instagram, and we'll get that Discord link to you. But in there is a thread with dad jokes, and you can holla at us there, and we'd love to see you over in our community, hopefully filling us up with some dad reports. Speaking of dad reports, Chad, take us to yours.
Okay, yeah, I'll start us off. So, so actually, the other weekend, Shauna and I got away on a little bit of like a marriage retreat stuff with some other couples from 1122.
I don't know if that's like when I hear marriage retreat and then I hear other couples, it's like there's always, I feel like there's only one spouse who's like dreading the trip and one spouse who's like, yes, we're finally going to work on them. So
well, like we're kind of we're in a pretty good season right now, and the last couple times we've been able to get away, it's like, we're good. We're just really looking forward to a time to get away for a little bit. And so we did. So 1122 has a retreat center up in South Georgia, and super rustic, middle of the woods, nothing too fancy, but it's a great cool place with some amazing history, and just some good time of getting together, not waking up too early, really good food, good coffee, good people, time of devotion.
Okay.
Nothing super fancy, but just it was but it was a really good time, a real good time to get away, get refreshed. My mom was here with the boys. Thank you, Mom. My mom was previously on the podcast. If you
She
want to know
was
more, check out her episode.
21. Why do fish have feet? I
Why do
believe.
fish have feet? Correct. I remember the title. I didn't
Don't remember the
remember
episode
the
number.
number.
I
Yeah.
think it's 21, but I'm not sure.
So that was a really good time for us. Made some real good connections, met some people we had not met before, and it was great. Um, Came back, catching up on work, the whole thing, you know, trying to keep some of those good habits going, coming back, right? Like getting enough
This is
sleep.
this is like the camp
Um,
high for
oh,
adults,
totally.
and
Yeah.
then
You come
coming
home and
back.
you're like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna,
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna be in the word 3 hours
yeah.
every morning, right?
Oh yeah.
And so trying to keep that going. And so last night just kind of starts to hit the fan, right?
Mm.
So um uh Shauna had a tooth that it's like an implant that came out.
Ooh.
And so she had an appointment set up for today. And wasn't super excited about that. Wake up this morning, she lets me know that Pierce has missed several assignments, or at least the teacher had no record of said assignments.
Oh no.
And
And he's
he was in
graduating.
he was in danger of not being able to participate in graduation. Um uh we rushed to get him through, right? Some of that, have a bit of a come to Jesus moment there. And before we started recording, I was explaining to you how, she's been kind of tired, not sleeping a whole lot lately, right? So this just kind of adds to that. And um we get him cranking. It turns out there were, a few things I think he hadn't done, and the teacher was like, get it to me today, we're cool. There were a couple things I think he had done, whether he turned them in or not, don't know, but just kind of resubmitted those.
Yeah.
And then, so today Shauna's going to her appointment. She's super stressed, and now she's driving the car. Like her glasses break like down the bridge of her nose,
Oh.
and uh, she's like, "Really?" And then, you know, and then to kind of top that all off, she she as she's coming home feeling just really just and that may not sound like a lot to somebody, but just we're working towards graduation. It's like we're grinding this thing out,
Yep.
really pushing
Yep.
Pierce to get all the things done he needs to do. We got it, the announcements got sent out, he's got the clothes he's wearing, we got everything ready, and then it's like, oh hey, yeah, this may not happen. So
Oh. Yep. Yep.
so, all these things happening. And then she said, like, on the way home, she got a message from a friend of hers that, I guess a sibling or whatever was dealing with like cancer and not doing well. And so the
Oh.
the words I use with her is, it's like, I was feeling bad, and now I feel bad for me feeling bad about what seems like these trivial things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so so all that happened, and we kind of got back home tonight, and you know she just kind of broke down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked, um and uh it was good, but it was like, one of the things we were talking about earlier is like just being able to recognize when your other person is not themselves,
Right.
right? Whether they're tired or just a funk or whatever. And just kind of, I was trying to feel her out in terms of, just giving her a little bit of space, but still being there. You're not, like, ignoring her. And so, yeah, man, it's been kind of an odd go the last couple of days, and super stressful. And like I said, what we went through may not seem like a big deal to somebody else, but then, you kind of go through your, thing. and you have it. So, just kind of reflecting on some of that. I know we've talked about this before. It's like you feel like when the other person's completely losing it, you have it together. And then when
Yeah.
you're losing it, you hope they have it together.
Yeah.
And it's just been a couple of days, and things are kind of crazy. But one thing I really think that kind of got us through is we had enough of our wits about us to know that, hey, like, I need to apologize to this person, because this morning when she found out about Pierce's assignments, like, her response was probably a little less than gracious. You know what I mean? Like, she kind of lost a little bit, which I get.
Would have had to
All the
bleep her out.
no, I didn't hear. Well, did I hear anything? I
You
don't
don't.
remember.
You've blocked it out.
I'm
It's
probably yeah,
trauma.
I'm probably inserting something in there that
Yeah.
didn't happen, uh but yeah, and it was just uh but then she kind of came back and was like, and I heard her as I'm sitting here just cranking out work. I hear her go and apologize. And the bottom line is he did some stuff wrong,
Yeah.
right? He
Yeah.
really did. But
But her reaction
she
to it also
yeah,
wasn't.
she realized, maybe he didn't deserve everything that I threw at
Right.
him or whatever. And like I said, I wasn't in the room, so I don't even know what all that is, but
Yeah.
I did hear kind of the apology come. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've heard a lot of stuff lately on, podcasts and sermons and, whatever else, reading things that just like kids say one of the things that really, really gets them into the faith that their parents are trying to bestow on them
Hmm.
is the parents asking for forgiveness, saying, I was wrong here. I heard a great story along these lines where the dad came into the kid and was like, hey, son, I just want you to know that, like, what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have said what I said, shouldn't have done what I did. And I just want to apologize and tell you I'm really sorry.
Hmm.
And, you didn't deserve that. And he said his son started just smiling like ear to ear. And he's like, what's so funny? And the kid goes, I didn't know that parents have to apologize too.
Oh. Oh.
And but
Oh.
like I feel, and maybe it's just because the stage of life I'm in, but I
Mm-hmm.
hear so often that, like, the biggest way you can show your faith and beliefs, all those things, the way you can really um really let your kids know that you're acting out what you believe, and this is not just like something you say, but it's actually something that you believe and you legitimately want to authentically live out,
Mm-hmm.
is when you screw up, you apologize.
Yeah.
And so that is something that we have really had to focus on. Why? Because, man, we screw up a lot.
Yeah.
And and one thing I have noticed about my kids that I love, and I don't know if there's anything else I want to pass on more than this, is that um, you know, they are so quick to forgive.
Mm.
So quick.
Mm.
And I can only hope that it's because we've tried to be quick to apologize.
Yeah.
And we've really kind of set that tone. And again, it's not because we're super awesome people. It's because, yeah, we screw up. And um, and so we just, Sean and I do that with each other. We do that with the boys. And so anyway, so that's kind of my dad report. It's not always awesome. But we came
Yeah.
home tonight and just, you know, it was just kind of real. And last thing I'll share, Justin, is that we have started serving with students.
Oh no.
We do
Come on now.
we just do the check-in, right?
Yeah.
So we get there, we do the check-in. But the cool thing is since we're there serving,
Mm-hmm.
Jude will go and hang out with some of the older kids
Yeah.
and get to, experience a little bit of worship with them, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
the the sermon that the middle school kids get and stuff, and just kind of some of that hangout time. So
That's cool.
that's been super cool, and
That's
he's
cool.
he's pumped. So he's ready. He goes into 6th grade this fall, so he's ready for it. But
Oh, graduation
I
Sunday is
know
coming.
that was a place that you guys served. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
pass that along. That's something we've been doing the last couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
anyway, I've been doing all the talking. My dad report is done.
There
I
you
would
go.
love to hear yours.
Well, before I jump into mine, I will say, yeah, middle school has my heart, even if there was
Mm.
tension and some stress while we were down there in Jacksonville with the campus we were at. But yeah, I started out in middle school ministry when I was 19, and I mean, I'm still working with some of the guys. Well, now they're 18, but they used to be 12. I've talked to a couple of them since I've been back up, and gonna try and rally the old small group who's left before they go off to college this summer. But in regards to, you mentioned just like all the stuff that's kind of gone on the last day and a half. I tend to be a believer that sometimes is spiritual warfare. Like you came back from this retreat, you came back
Absolutely.
recharged, you came back from God. Either you got a chance to reconnect with God because you haven't in a while. You got a chance to connect with God stronger than you have been because distractions were limited.
Hmm.
Not to say your kids are distractions, but also technology and all that. Plus 1122 is not going to set up an environment where you get to really walk away from the gospel not having been fed it. I mean, they're just not. 1122 has done a very good job making sure everything is very intentional when it comes to their retreats and their programs and stuff like that. So I would say some of what, even though it seems trivial, things like glasses breaking, things like a tooth coming out, some of that stuff is. And it's funny how Satan can pick those small things and begin to irk us, and it drives us. But
Hmm.
I've noticed that, I mean, even with student camps, you come back from a student camp, then things, your car breaks down, brakes go out, friend has cancer, um, and all that. Yeah, I'd say some of that spiritual warfare, it really is kind of that, like, uh, let's test, see how their faith is. So I'd almost actually say take heart. And I think you guys did the right thing by, or like you said, Shauna went and maybe apologized or helped clarify some stuff with Pierce. Not to say Pierce is innocent, because come on, dude, you're graduating. Stay on top of your work, bro. Like that's like
Preach. Come on,
that's
bro.
that's like rule number one. They will not let you walk if you don't have finished
They
assignments.
are recording your grades. That does happen.
Yeah, it's a real deal. Um, yeah. So but I would almost say take heart in, like, if Satan's not coming against you, then you're not following God properly. Like he should be trying to attack.
Yeah,
So
I hear that. I hear that in church. I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah.
I haven't. I haven't felt any attacks today. Am I really not saved? And
I
then this
I
happens, and I'm like, I'm
no,
good.
I don't even think it's I don't even think it's salvation thing. It really is just a,
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
joking.
following Jesus thing. Like
For sure.
if you're actively, because Satan loves two things: an unbeliever, he can keep an unbeliever, and then a stagnant Christian. If he can get those two, he's happy. Because if he can't drag you to hell, he'll get as close as he can. I've heard some pastors say that too. Um, yeah, I would say it's just, if you're walking forward in faith the proper way, and he'll come against you. It just looks different. Sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes like the frustration and stuff building up in our lives, we don't realize the spiritual warfare until 20 years later, and you're like, oh gosh. But no,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing that dad report. I love that you and Shauna get away on retreats. That's something that I look forward to. I don't know when those opportunities will arise, but I'm excited that hopefully at some point Megan and I will begin taking steps to make sure we're doing more for our marriage than we already are. Because I mean that's how you keep it going, is you cultivate it. All right, enough on the philosophical soapbox and theology and whatever else. My dad report, and this will explain some of the theological musings. So first, well, two things really. One, we took Amelia to her first Braves game a couple weeks ago, and oh my gosh, this kid. So
Yeah.
she woke up from a nap at like 2:30. We left for the game at 3. Game started at 7, so we got there by about 4:30. Saw my sister-in-law. She had tickets first. She works for Truist Park, so indirectly
Okay.
works for the Braves. So every now and then she gets free tickets, and she had some really good seats, not gonna lie. and we were like third row up from right above the like I could spit and hit the we were right behind the visitors dugout. Like I could spit and hit the visitors dugout. Like it was just that close. You could sneeze and hit it really. Anywho, enough about the seats. But Amelia managed to stay awake until we left, which we weren't planning on staying past the third inning, but then some stuff happened, people sitting next to us, and we were like watching their stuff. And they disappeared for like 5 innings. We are like, where the heck did you go? And they finally come back, and we ended up leaving at like bottom of the eighth. And I was like, how? And Amelia really never, she only lost it once. I think one of my in-laws picked her up or something and freaked her out, and she like kind of got crazy. But otherwise, she was chill. She sat, she watched baseball, she hung out with us, she ate. Did we feed her popcorn? And we brought her puffs with her. So she was eating her puffs. We ate popcorn. Like I was beyond impressed because here's this near 1-year-old and she just chilling.
Nice, bro.
I
That's
I'm
good.
I'm like, wow. And then we got in the car and she instantly tapped out. I mean, instantly, like car seat, engine cranks on, baby's out, gone.
So
Um,
is she like a fan of the outdoors?
she is. We started going on
That's great.
walks, which is I guess also part of a dad report. We probably about twice a week now. Actually, I'm kind of proud of us. We will go to the local park, which we've got a bunch around us, and we will do a lap. And Amelia gets
Nice.
some sunshine, and she eats it up. We'll put her in the swing and swing her back and forth, and um, which is all stuff that I don't know if my parents ever did with me. Like I just don't know. They may have, but I think it's really cool. Like whenever I'm like out there witnessing these moments where Megan and I are with Amelia and like the phones are away, and Megan and I are catching up on like we're actually talking to each other, and it's like about work and about our day and like dreams and visions, what we want to do with our lives. And then we're walking, we're being healthy, we're being fit. And then we're pushing Amelia in the swing sometimes as well. And it's just like that. It's just this family moment that gels in my memory that I'm like, oh, this is cool because
That's
I don't
great,
know
man.
other people who do that. I know they do, but it's like I don't know if that was ever done with me as a baby. But and then also Amelia turned 1 this past weekend, so we had her
That's right.
1 year celebration party. She did the whole smash cake thing. She was a little nervous about it at first. Then Megan stuck her fingers in the cake and fed her some of the icing, and that's when Amelia was like, "Oh, yummy, sugar." And got up in it. So we have a few good pictures where she got nasty, messy, and she got a bunch of toys. And of course, people hate us. They got us the ones that make noise.
Of course.
Then some people loved us and got us the wooden block toys. And I'm like, yes, those are the ones you want right
Yeah.
there, the wood
Y'all
toys.
know what's up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in tune with that. So yeah, that's kind of the stuff with Amelia. And then on a personal dad report note, I am actually going back to school in August. I have been talking about going and getting a Master's of Divinity, otherwise known as an MDiv, for I don't know 4 years. You can find evidence of this in a letter that Megan wrote me on the day of our wedding, where she was all like, "Yeah, I can't wait to support you in youth ministry, and like when you get your MDiv and this and everything." So and finding that letter again recently is kind of resparked along with moving back up here. I'm like, whatever happened to that? Why did I give up? Did I give up? Like, what's the dealio? So I am just gonna go ahead and go for it because I don't do it now. I probably never will. So I start back in August. I'm going online, but yep, going back for my MDiv. Really, I'm really excited about that. I'm passionate about um deepening my knowledge of theology, probably putting some real terms to things that I say, as well as different tools for studying scripture and communicating it. And then I felt like there was something else. Oh, and here's kind of something I guess Megan and I are walking through as a couple, and I'm sure some of you younger dads out there like myself might relate to, but we're just kind of facing the exhaustion of balancing a very young child who is now mostly mobile because she can crawl everywhere and pull herself up and is also clingy. And then Megan's at home having to, she's working from home, which we're blessed for, but also she gets really exhausted because she's balancing both work and at home with Amelia. And that's been something that I'm trying to walk through lately is how do I help my wife not feel wildly exhausted. Because, yeah, there you go. That's my dad report.
Nice. Yeah, that takes me back. That takes me back to some memories. So, so what, what have you seen that you do that kind of makes an impact, right? Because you come home, I mean, you're tired, right? Long day. You do a lot of
Yeah, but
manual
my
work
my
and
tired my tired doesn't count. I don't have the baby. I'm not doing 2 full-time jobs at one time. Sorry, moms, if
oh
you're out there
man.
listening, but you do say that. And if you don't think you do, listen to yourself the next time your husband tells you he's tired. Just listen. So
Justin,
I try
it's
to
not all
take
about
over.
you.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Great. Now I feel attacked. I try to take over certain chores. So I try to help. I will try and put Amelia to bed because Megan technically already has all day by putting her down for naps. But there's something special about putting her down for that, that nighttime sleep. But I'll help with that. I try to take Amelia, even though I'm exhausted. I'll try and take Amelia once I'm home, like put her in my arms, play with her, give Megan a little bit of that touch break. And then after Amelia goes to bed, I'll do what I can. I'm not perfect. There are days I miss things, but I'll try my best to make sure that I'm the one cleaning the bottles, getting the toys in the living room picked up and put away, and getting dinner cleaned up if we've eaten in, which we're doing a horrible job of doing lately, but we'll eventually find our way back to it. Um, and that is, I hate to say it, but I do think it's part of Megan's exhaustion. Because let's be honest, you don't want me cooking for you. If I cook for you, we're probably all gonna die. You're gonna end up going out to eat anyway. But she's so tired, it's not always that hard to convince her when you're like, "Hey, I want Chick-fil-A." But I try and do those things. I'll try to step in, and on the weekends, I'll try, like on a Friday, because I have a half day Friday. I don't usually have anything else going on after work. I also try to run everything calendar wise. Like if friends ask me to hang out, or I'm trying to meet up with somebody for a lunch, because I've got contacts and connections up here who I'd like to not lose, because you never know when you might need to call on them. That'll probably be the day to do it. But I try to run all that kind of stuff through her first. Yes, it does sound like asking for permission, but I feel like that's also me trying to honor, like, I'm aware there's other things going on. Like the world does not revolve around me. And I know there are probably some men out there who's like, "Oh, you're giving up your manhood and your independence." But I mean, I'd rather know that I'm not gonna, I'd rather just get that permission, that up front. So when I get home on Fridays, I'll try and make sure that Amelia and I are hanging out, watching TV and movies and playing and napping and whatever. That's also my fold laundry day, because let's be honest, we'll wash our clothes throughout the week, and then they get all put in a basket, and that's when you fold them. So, but that's what I try. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, man, do what works and she'll see
She's
that and I
Yeah,
feel like
she's big on acts of service, so I'm hoping that's me trying to fulfill that for her.
some of that comes with time too. Like you get better at knowing like what it is that uh she really needs. And even like I found for Shauna's little thing. So one of the things, and I just did it because I felt like I wasn't doing anything when
Mm-hmm.
we had babies, just because of working outside the home and just you know um some of the different activities we were involved with. And so when I wake up at 4 in the morning and I hear the baby crying, I would just get up, change a diaper,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, especially newborn. Oh, he's got to feed. And with both ours, Shauna breastfed, so I would, I'd with both of them get him up,
Mm-hmm.
change a diaper. If I thought he was hungry, I'd come to Shauna, and she'd be, in bed, sit up, and she'd do it, and then she'd go put him back down. And I didn't really hear this till later, but she'd be like, that was actually huge. I'm like,
Mm.
why? She's like, well, I know you have to work and stuff. I'm like, so it was like this super amazing thing that I was being a parent. Okay. But she really thought that was awesome, especially
There's
because I
that
had to wake
sarcasm,
up and go to
Chad.
work and yeah.
Careful now.
Um So, but and like I said, so I guess my point is like a lot of the stuff you do that means the most, you don't really find out till hindsight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I guess that's what I'm
so
waiting for, because I guess one of my here, we're gonna, for all our listeners out there who are super loyal and listen every week, which one of them might be my wife. I don't always know. I ask her from time to time. It's like a pop quiz. Hey, are you listening? But like one of my struggles, I guess, is not hearing any words of affirmation that what I have done is helping or is appreciated. Like very rarely do I feel like I'm hearing a thank you or good job or you're doing it well. Like the words of affirmation, which I think has with marriage has started to become one of my primary love languages. I don't think it was during dating, but definitely as a husband and as a young husband, I feel like it's become one of my big ones. And especially I think because I'm not hearing it or don't feel like I am. Now, that's not to say that I'm hearing like the opposite. I'm not hearing words negativity. I'm not being told I'm worthless. And so in that, in its own sense, it is affirmation. Um, but that's good to know that I guess in hindsight, there might be like, a few years from now after Amelia's gotten a bit older and we're reminiscing on the good old days. Um, she might mention some stuff. So, but yeah, yeah, that's good. That's a word.
if that's a word.
That's a word.
Yeah. And you know, I also remember in the younger days, when we were newlyweds, I was not knocking it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was pretty honest with me. And uh, you know, we've talked about this before about, how she really taught me, how to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like be a student of the other person and all of that. And I appreciated that because I was like, oh, you're right. I have been totally self-absorbed the last day, 2 week,
Sorry,
whatever.
listeners.
God bless you.
Thank you.
It's good to have some of those conversations because I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I appreciated having some feedback like,
Yeah.
hey, so I feel like you don't know me. I feel like you don't, whatever.
Yeah.
So, that was but you learn and I mean you guys are still fairly new, right? And you guys have had a lot of change.
Two. Yeah, we've
Getting married,
been
having a
married
kid,
2.5
moving back to
years.
Atlanta,
Yep.
job,
Yep.
like if you could have a
A
major thing that
lot.
changes, it's happened. So,
And with more on the way. So,
huh?
not kids, no, just change. Whoa, now.
Okay. Hey,
No.
I thought we are having a big reveal on the podcast.
Woo. No, that'd be interesting though down the road. No, we want to wait till well, let's be real. Megan wants to wait till we have a bigger space for a second
Yeah.
kiddo. I'm mostly ready. I'm mostly like, yeah, I really want Amelia. Like every time I look at her, I'm like, oh, you'd be awesome with a sister. Like I feel like we get a girl again, and I feel like she just needs a younger sister. And but Megan, I don't blame Megan for wanting to wait. And then in the last couple of days, some of the tension with just Megan being exhausted, I'm like, then again, we wouldn't have this exhaustion if we didn't have another child. But that also sounds kind of selfish. So, um, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. No, it just feels like there's always change coming down the pipeline because we are in an apartment. So at some point we have to either renew a lease or move or whatever. She just started a new job this week, so she's in the middle of change right now, though it's a very healthy environment from what she's seen so far over the last couple of days than at the place she was. And that's exciting to see her kind of light up knowing she's in a healthier place and in a place she loves. So that's cool. She's contracting for Chick-fil-A, and it's like the way Chick-fil-A is doing things and the position she's in. She's like, this is awesome. This is what I wanted.
Nice.
So that's really cool. I'm like, yay. But yeah, we have had I'm sure if we were to go see a counselor, they'd be like, yeah, let's start one thing at a time.
Yeah. How about y'all just don't change anything for a while?
Yeah. Can you be steady? No. So
yeah. So yeah, I feel like we're good. This was kind of an episode of, hey, let's catch up with Chad and Justin, since they have been a little MIA.
that's right. That's right. I will say, go ahead and make sure you guys are tuned in for the next episode. We're going to announce some stuff and some plans moving forward. But other than that, if you do need or would like to drop anything with us, and please do, join us over on Discord, send us a message on Instagram or on Facebook at the Dad Report Pod is the at. If you search that, you'll find us on Instagram and Facebook. Discord link is in all the show notes, and then we can send it to you through Instagram and Facebook as well. And it should be attached in one of those. We'd love to hear your dad reports. We don't want to just share ours. We want to share yours as well, so other dads like you out there can learn and grow and have healthy marriages and parenting. And if you got dad reports that can land, that's where you can send them.
I'm ready. I'm waiting. I'm opening up the app now. I'm waiting for the dad reports to roll in.
Yes.
They're not here, Justin. What do I do?
You start sending that link to your friends. Send it out there. You can share, guys. You can share the Discord link with your friends. You can share our podcast link with your friends. You can reshare our dad report posts to your stories and be like, hey, these guys are kind of cool. Go check them out. We'd love that. If you have a friend, if you're not into podcasts, managing up on this one, and you got a friend who's a podcast nerd, we're here for the podcast nerd dads as well. We are also on YouTube, which you're probably watching this on right now. Hi, hello.
And if you just don't know how to get to it or share it, call Justin at 867-5309. Tell me you get the reference.
Hello.
Well,
it's broken.
Fans that are maybe in the 40 and over crowd, I'm not sure if Justin quite picked up on that.
I don't get that joke.
The history major, 867-5309. No.
What commercial?
It's a song, bro. It's a commercial. Oh my goodness.
Chad's about to rage quit on me.
Woo. Oh my goodness.
Educate me.
That's a song. And I feel like a lot of people, even some of the younger crowd, knows it because it's a song that's been covered like a lot, like in various genres. I mean, punk bands have covered it. It's all over the place. I am looking it up as we speak. Yeah, 867-5309 Jenny by Tommy Two-Tone.
Okay. Yep, don't know it. Never heard of her.
So yeah, I suggest, Justin, that you look that up.
Okay.
And give it a shot.
Or you could post it in the Discord.
Totally.
Ooh.
Totally, I will. Maybe I'll post it on the Instagrams.
Ooh, there you go.
I said the Instagrams.
You did say the Instagrams. Your age is showing.
Your age is showing.
Is this what I found the internet? We just lost our 60 and over crowd. Sorry, Grandpa.
Oh man.
I don't know if he listened to this or not. I hope I think he did. I don't know. He's never mentioned it, but I know this one statistic that has the age bracket. Anyway, well, seriously, people, we love you guys.
Real quick before we go, I wanted to let you know I saw something the other day when I was going through the analytics that we have now officially, statistically, more men than women listening to us. At least on Spotify, because that's where Spotify sends us those.
That's the bulk.
Spotify is spying on you, so you should totally switch over to YouTube, where they also spy on you. Yeah, so
they all do. Google has analytics, and so does Apple, and I don't know if Prime does. I put us on Prime, but I don't know if Oh, there is a new here. While we're doing all the things, hang on now. So there is a new app that I downloaded because I got an invite for it through my email called Reason. It looks like Well, I can't really show it on the it's an orange app with like a white play button. It is I think it's like a podcast social network. So our podcast is on Reason. You can listen to our episodes on Reason, but you can also like it and leave comments and friend us and stuff like that. So sorry, Chad, I've been telling you about that forever ago, and it just got away from me. And I think you were in your woods trip.
Woods trip.
But I'll share the app with you. And so yeah, if you're listening to us on Reason, send us go find us on Discord, bro. But that's good. That's cool to hear that we officially are reaching more men, as that is kind of our ladies, we love you, but we know our target is we want to help dads. But sometimes that means you ladies got to listen.
But hey, if you heard that and you're sad about that, or mad, or various other negative emotions, you could invite your lady friends to listen and maybe have a little healthy competition going on. Ooh. And drive those numbers back up.
That's true. And we are not solely planning on just us being on here. There are conversations in the works to get our wives to host an episode of the Dad Report. So a Dad Report special, the Mom Report, or Mother's
Report.
So I'm just saying, like, both are needed. Okay, I think we beat this cow.
Yeah.
I think it's ground. It's USDA certified. I gotta stop. All right, Chad, it's been fun as always. Everybody else out there that I can't see your pretty faces. It's been awesome. Seriously, join us on Discord. Shoot us a message. We'll get you in there. Join the community. Be a part of a healthy fatherhood movement.
All right, Justin. That's all I got. It's been great talking to you. For those listening, watching, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
That's right. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. You can support us by sharing the show with your friends and family. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
Want more of the Dad Report? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and even join the community over on Discord. Don't forget to send us your dad jokes for a chance to be featured on the show.
Remember the words of Billy Graham about fatherhood. A good father is one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, and yet one of the most valuable assets in our society.
So if you are a dad, we're cheering you on. If you have a dad, be kind to him. And if you know a dad, tell him about our podcast.